So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and talk about the silent, tireless workhorses humming away behind the scenes of, well, pretty much everything you use, eat, and wear. They're the invisible machinery that powers our world, and trust me, they're about to get a major upgrade.
So just think about it for a second. What one piece of technology is so fundamental, so widespread, that pretty much all of our global production would just grind to a halt without it? It's not the computer chip, it's not the internet. Nope, it's something way more basic.
Yep, the humble electric motor. It is literally the muscle behind modern civilization. And today, we're going to see how it's finally getting a voice.
All right, so first things first, let's really get our heads around just how critical these motors are. It's so easy to take them for granted, but the reality is they aren't just in a few factories, they are absolutely everywhere.
I mean, just look at this resume. We're talking about the pumps in oil and gas fields, the mixers in pharmaceutical labs, the conveyors in food processing plants, the packaging lines for, well, everything you buy. Electric motors are the engine of production. They are the unsung heroes in practically every single industry you can possibly think of.
But here's the catch, the big, expensive catch. For decades, these incredibly important machines have been working in total silence. They just run and run and run, right up until the moment they don't, and they give you zero warning before they fail.
And this right here is the whole story. On the left, you've got the old, reactive way of doing things. You just run a motor till it breaks. That means unplanned downtime, crazy expensive emergency repairs, a total nightmare. But on the right, that's the new, proactive way. Real-time monitoring that gives you predictive alerts so you can schedule maintenance. It's a complete game changer.
And this is so important to understand. A single motor failure is never just a single motor failure. It's a domino effect. The entire production line can stop dead in its tracks, costing a company thousands, maybe even millions of dollars an hour in lost product and repair costs.
So how do we fix this? Well, this is where the revolution really starts. We're talking about Industry 4.0 and the Internet of Things, or IoT. This is the technology that finally breaks that silence and lets us listen to what our machines are actually trying to tell us.
Honestly, this is the easiest way to think about it. You know, like a fitness tracker on your wrist that monitors your heart rate and your steps, we are now doing the exact same thing for the most critical machines in a factory. We're constantly checking their vital signs to make sure they're healthy. It's that simple. Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work, right? How do you get useful information from a spinning piece of metal and put it on a manager's phone? Let's trace that data's journey. It all happens in 4 pretty simple steps. First, you've got sensors on the motor that sense everything that's going on, vibration, temperature, you name it. Second, an IoT gateway transmits all that raw data securely up to the cloud. Third, a really powerful platform analyzes it, like instantly. And fourth, this is the key part, if it spots a problem, it sends an immediate alert.
Now, a key piece of this puzzle is often a device called a VFD, or variable frequency drive. The easiest way to think about it is like a dimmer switch for a light bulb. It lets you control a motor's speed with incredible precision. But crucially for us, it's also a goldmine of performance data, which is exactly what these new monitoring systems are designed to tap into.
But you know, collecting data is really only half the battle. Let's be real, data is just a bunch of numbers unless you can do something with it. The real magic is turning those raw numbers into smart decisions that actually save time and money. And this is where it all just clicks. You're not just getting a number, you're getting a diagnosis. A little change in vibration isn't just a data point. It could mean the motor is misaligned or a bearing is about to fail. A spike in temperature gives you a heads up about overheating long before any real damage happens. This is how data becomes foresight.
And all this amazing insight helps improve a super important metric called OEE, or Overall Equipment Effectiveness. You can basically think of OEE as the ultimate report card for a factory. It is the gold standard for measuring productivity. And by preventing all that downtime, this tech sends that OEE score way up.
And I really want to stress this point. A dashboard full of cool-looking charts is nice, but it's not what's going to prevent a disaster at 3 in the morning. The true power here is the system's ability to send a very specific, actionable alert to the right maintenance manager at the exact moment a problem starts to brew.
And that alert can pop up wherever you are, however you want it. It can be a message on Telegram, a simple text message, a detailed email, or a big red flag on a dashboard. The important thing is the information gets where it needs to go, instantly. I absolutely love this quote. It sounds a little strange at first, doesn't it? The goal is to find parts before they occur. But what it really means is the goal is to identify the specific failing part, like a bearing or a winding, long before the actual failure event ever happens. It's about being so proactive you can have the replacement part ready and waiting before the machine even thinks about stopping.
And that just leaves us with this incredible kind of mind-bending question. We've just been talking about making a single motor smart, but what happens when you scale this up? What becomes possible when an entire factory floor full of machines is interconnected, all communicating, all predicting their own needs? That, right there, is the future of manufacturing, and it's happening right now.